shall know the truth, and the truth shall set me free. And the truth shall set me free. And I shall know the truth. And I shall know the truth. And the truth shall set me free. And the truth shall set me free. So then faith cometh by hearing. So then faith cometh by hearing. And hearing by your word. And hearing by your word. So then faith cometh by hearing. So then faith cometh by hearing. And hearing by your truth. And hearing by your truth. Forever. Forever. Oh Lord, your truth is settled in my life. Forever. Oh Lord, your truth is settled in my life. And I shall know this truth. And I shall know this. And the truth shall set me free. And the truth shall set me free. And I shall know the truth, and the truth shall set me free. And I shall know the truth. And the truth shall set me free. And the truth shall set me free. So then faith cometh by hearing. So then faith cometh by hearing. And hearing by your word. And hearing by your word. So then faith cometh by hearing. So then faith cometh by hearing. And hearing by your word. And hearing by your word. Forever. Oh Lord, your truth is settled in my life. Forever. Oh Lord, your truth is settled in my life. Forever. Oh Lord, your truth is settled in my life. The word of God says that all things are possible to him that believeth. There's nothing any one of us can do outside the faith. And there's this popular song that says, only believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. But we're going to paraphrase it and sing it this way, that once I believe, all things are possible to me because I believe. Once I believe, all things are possible. Once I believe, once I believe,
Once I believe,
once I believe,
once I believe,
all things are possible.
all things are possible. Once I believe,
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 all things are possible.
all things are possible. Once I believe,
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 all things are possible.
all things are possible. Once I believe,
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 all things are possible.
all things are possible. Once I believe,
Once I believe,
once I believe,
once I believe, Once I believe, all things are possible. Once I believe. Righteous Father, we thank you for another opportunity in your presence.
Thank you, Lord.
We appreciate you, our heavenly source, for this opportunity.
Amen.
Thank you, Father,
Thank you, Lord.
because it is written in your word that heaven and earth, which you created, which you brought into existence, they will have an expiry date. But everything and anything based on your will, based on your truth, will not expire. And Father, based on this truth, we are gathered together today, realizing that to worship you in spirit and in truth only takes our faith and your truth. Independent of location, independent of personality, independence of time. Thank you, mighty Father,
Thank you, Lord.
because your spirit, the Holy Spirit, your female entity, is going to quicken every of God's word sown today.
Amen.
And by the time we are done in your presence, it will be testimony galore
Amen.
to the praise of your glory.
Amen.
Thank you, mighty Father.
Thank you, Lord.
To you be all the glory,
Hallelujah.
all the honor,
Amen.
and all the majesty.
Amen.
In Christ's mighty name we worship.
Amen.
Let all of God's people, wherever you are on the face of the earth, the hearing of my voice, declare loud amen, please.
Amen.
You're almost welcome in the mighty name of Jesus.
Thank you, sir.
Amen. Thank you.
And I believe the reception is perfect where you are, please.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Also, I believe we all have our updates in our mailboxes and on our devices, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're almost welcome in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
So turn your scriptures as usual to the usual scripture I usually use by the usual me. Of course, every one of us, even our kids, they know what I'm talking about. Just like recently, I really had my ribs almost cracked when one of our kids, our infants, our under 8 kids, this spiritual family, that's another thing. It's called a spiritual family, yet they expect you to gather in a physical building. Does it make sense, people of God?
No, sir, it does not.
Sir.
I hope we all got that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because they tell you that until it's a physical building at a particular time, it's not a gathering unto the Lord. Yet they call it a spiritual family. Interesting. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. So like I was just gisting us on the lighter mode, that's how one of our kids in-house quoted this scripture to the mom. Told the mom, none of us can do anything against the truth. Mommy, is the truth I'm telling you. Remember, we can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Let me tell you, apart from really enjoying the laughter on the lighter mode, my spirit was really encouraged that our kids are catching on to the truth.
Amen.
Right. Please, if you can see what I'm sharing on the screen, please let me go. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8, and I read. For none of us can do nothing against the truth but for
The
the
truth.
truth. I repeat it again. For we can do how many things? Nothing against the truth, but for
the truth.
the truth. And specifically, we've all examined this over and over and over again. It means every other thing, especially when you're walking by faith, will work. Because faith is designed to make things work. What did I say? Faith is designed to make things work.
Designed to make things work.
Let me show you something, God's people, about faith. I will keep on talking about faith for this particular reason that many of us, we don't understand what faith is, even though we're walking by faith. In fact, let me tell you, people of God, the truth about life, once you're an adult human being, you're walking by faith, whether you realize it or not. What did I just say?
Once I'm an adult, I'm walking by faith.
Some of you are going to offend you again now, but the part of you I'm offending is the part of you that you should work on. It's a part many of us have, but it's not right. Many of us, the part of us which is the number one mother, the motherhood part which is our emotions. Because of the power the emotions have, many of us assume everything in our emotion is divine. What did I just say about our emotions, people of God?
We assume that our emotion is divine.
So most of us, once our emotion grabs something, we assume this is God talking to us. And let me tell you, what I'm about to show you from the scripture and tell you is something your emotions will quarrel over. But let me help you a little bit. Crucify that emotion. Ask your question instead of making a God out of your emotions. What that's what you should do when you run into that crisis.
Crucify my emotions. Ask my question. Sort of making it God out of emotions.
You should do that. It's going to help you. But the way we are designed, you cannot have two contrary things in your emotions. You cannot love and hate the same thing with your emotions. So most of us, we already embrace the wrong with our emotions. So one way you're going to help yourself and come out of crucify that emotion, instead of defending it, ask your questions. The scripture says, ask and you shall what? Receive. So Mark chapter 9 verse 23, please. Don't show you something about faith. Like I said, based on this passage we are going to read now, many of you are going to be offended. But the part of it that is going to be offended is actually your emotions. Some of you, anger is going to rise in your emotion against me. Are we in Mark chapter 9 verse 23 now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did we see what Christ said here? People of God, did we see that?
We see it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, after the first four words, which is Jesus said unto him, what is the next word we see here?
If.
Again?
If.
Not Eve. If. Again?
If.
Who can tell me, who can explain the power of that word, if? No, it doesn't mean if we're... In fact, we will all notice that when we are all trying to explain this word, you will still find yourself using if to explain if.
That's true.
That's to show you how powerful it is. It does, but it doesn't mean if we like it or not. That's not the meaning of Eve.
It means that it is optional.
It's not that. You can do things, you can use some other word that will still mean optional. There's a particular characteristic that Eve have that makes it to be Eve.
Only if we can believe.
This scripture is about if you can believe. I'm asking us that first word, if. What does it mean? For example, now, if you say this word, if you can slap me, if you can love me, what does if when you use those statements? In this case, Christ use it relative to you believing. But what does the word if means there?
It's a condition. Conditional. It is conditional.
Conditional, I got to explain. There are a lot of things that are conditional.
It is conditional on you doing what is expected after that.
Still modify that. That's still too general. Okay, to save time. Whenever you use the word if, it means once you can do this particular thing, it's a specific word. Once you can do this particular thing, that's why there's nothing like ifs plural. If is always singular. And you notice that when all of us, even including me, now telling you what it means, you can't define if without using if. Did you notice that, people of God?
Yes, sir.
But what it actually means is once you can do this particular thing, that is why if you want to use another word, please go and check your language. I wish we have an English professor in our midst to authenticate what I've just told you now. The only word in English that you can use to replace if is the word once. O-N-C-E. And you know once means just specifically that action. Even though our sister that is say conditional, yes, it's conditional. But you need to emphasize just that, not any other condition. That particular condition. That's why if you notice, remove if from Mark 9:23. Put once there. That won't change the meaning. Let's do that. Jesus said, once thou can believe. You see, it's the same meaning.
That's true.
It means once this particular is a specific word. There's no variation. Now, look at it now. How many things are possible to whoever once believe?
All things are possible.
Again?
All things are possible.
Again?
All things are possible.
Now, I'm going to give it to you. I've already prophesied it. It's not a prophecy, it's just a statement of fact. Before you think I charmed you. After I state this statement, some of you are going to hate me. Some of you are going to be angry with me. But the part of you that is angry with me, that will hate me, that is the part you should crucify. By exposing that part, I'm not saying everybody that asks questions today hates me. That's what some of you want to hear. You are the one that hates me. If you think like that, oh, this person is asking questions. Anyway, I trust the people that are going to ask where they will still ask questions. I now have very great mothers, great men and women that I'm privileged to be their pastor. No, they all know the benefit of asking questions. Apostle Peter was the one that asked most questions. And what happened to him? He's the number one apostle.
That's true.
So maybe the number one in eternity among us is the person that is always asking questions. But you will not ask because you are thinking in it. He has come again. Your own praise worship, he has come again. He has come again. Pastor has come again, trying to teach just one nonsense. Don't worry. Now, take this from me. This is going to hurt you. Everything that has happened to you since you become an adult, I repeat, everything and anything that has happened to you since you became an adult. One more time. Anything, everything, all the things and nothing that has happened to you since you became an adult happened because God wanted it. Happened because the Satan wanted it. Happened because somebody wanted it. Happened because somebody prayed for you. Happened because somebody cursed you. It happens because of your faith. That's another reason I'm telling you today. Feel free to challenge me on the authority of the scripture. That rather than believe that you and I need God, it is God that needs us. Because without you believing what God says, it cannot happen. See the scriptures here. Did Christ say here, if only I can talk?
No, sir.
See, answer me, people of God. Did Christ say here that if only I can talk?
No, sir. No, sir.
But what did he say? If you, not him, if you can believe. If you can believe. That is why I keep on telling you, religion, whether Christianity, whether Islam, whether Buddhism, whether your African religion, as long as it's a religion, is against God, it never came from God. God has no part in any religion. And time has come for every religion to go down.
Amen.
They're going down. You can't stop it. Just like the scripture says that it's fire from Satan that is going to bring the lake of fire to burn Satan, those who choose to go with him forever in the lake of fire. That is how this COVID-19, even though it's from pit of hell, is from Satan. How am I sure it's from Satan? Because it's a bad thing, because he's dead, and because it's not perfect. God has nothing to do with it. But guess what? This COVID-19 and such wars that is still coming is what is going to burn the fire in the devil. And anybody that is building their lives, their relationships, their businesses, their homes, their marriages, their life on things that doesn't have God, starting from religion, followed by our culture, tradition. Listen to me. Because you as a man or woman, you are divine. Because your language is divine. Because your gender is divine. I say it again. Because you as a man or woman, your gender is divine, your blood is divine, your race is divine, your tribe is divine, the language you are speaking is divine, does not mean your lifestyle is divine.
That's true.
Does not mean your culture, the culture of that same tribe that is of God. It doesn't mean your culture. Your culture, my culture is not divine. Culture, religion, tradition, custom, they are all human. They are all faith-based. It has nothing to do with God. What did I say about religion, culture, tradition, custom?
They are all fake. They have nothing to do.
I have another bone here for you. You are going to hate me after today's service. I've said it. If you are saying, some of you will even believe I'm Antichrist after we finish today. You know why? Because John 6:6 6, verse 66 is going to be fulfilled. You know what it says? It says, many of Christ's disciples, after I put that message, walk no more with him. Antichrist number 666. Go and read it. John chapter 6, verse 66. That's how many of you will walk no more with him. In fact, some of you will wish you can see me to poison. But I'm going to tell you the hard truth today. Let me still repeat the last one before I bring the next bombshell. Because as a man or as a woman, you are divine. Please listen to me. The fact that you are an African or Igbo man, a Nigerian or American or Ghanaian is divine. Because you're a Yoruba woman and an Igbo man is divine. Please listen to this. Because the fact that you are an engineer and medical doctor is divine. Please listen to me. It does not mean the language, sorry, I've not finished. The language you are speaking, that Hausa language, that Fulani language is divine, does not mean your culture as a Yoruba man, your culture as an Igbo woman, your culture as an Hausa man, your tradition as an African, your, which other thing am I not? Then, to now make sure the religion you are practicing, whether Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, none of them has God inside. In fact, your engineering company doesn't have God inside. Even though you being an engineer is divine. I'm not finished. I'm just starting. I'll take this bombshell. Please listen and listen good. You are going to hate me, sir, after this service. Do you know why?
Why, sir?
Have you ever seen a baby? No children love their mom the best. But there's always one that they don't like their mom. Anytime the mother carries them for inoculation, for immunization, the mom is a witch at that moment. Just because they are babies, they can't talk. But they are saying it. When the doctor jabs them that injection, the way they will come and look at the mommy's face, this woman, you're a witch. That's how you are going to look at me as a witch today. Because you are going to go for that immunization today. And you know those immunizations that if you don't take those painkillers, 1 hour or the 30 minutes before you carry the baby will return in the color of rainbow out of fever. That's how you will turn with that fever after the service today. Listen to this. If you are an adult and you are not married, I want to congratulate you. I'm congratulating you because you are one of the most fortunate human beings alive. And the reason is this. Just like religion, just like marriage, just like tradition, culture, there are 4 of them. Religion, culture, tradition, custom. Because those 4 are not of God, I have good news for you. Even though God recommended marriage, marriage is not of God. Marriage is human. And let me tell you, most of us that are married today, 99.9999% of people married today, God is not in your marriage. That's why I'm congratulating those who are not married. Most people are married today. That's the reason why they won't make heaven. Most people that are married today, that's why they are not going to fulfill their purpose. Because you have esteemed things that doesn't have God, and you have put God into it. Religion, culture, marriage, custom, tradition. Those 5. You know, it's very tricky. I'm not sure you get what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
For example, now, if you're speaking Yoruba as a language, you will assume any Yoruba culture, any Yoruba tradition, any Yoruba custom is of God. Nay. The only thing in Yoruba land that has God in this is the language. Hi. And it's not your own language do the same thing. What did I just say, people of God? The only part of God in your life. What does that say? You know what talk? As if the anger started. Are you not already angry with me? Let me repeat. Take that language. Take that your tribe. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Take those two away from your tribe. There's no God in your tribe again. The part of God in your tribe is that tribe itself and the language. But every of your culture, every of your tradition, every of your custom is you and Satan married as husband and wife. What I say is in every custom, culture, and tradition.
It's me and Satan married together.
You are the husband, whether you're a man or woman. You are the husband, and Satan is your wife. There's nothing God in any culture. There's nothing God in any tradition. There's nothing God. They are all human. But do you know why culture, tradition, religion, custom, and in turn marriage? Again, culture, tradition, religion, custom, and marriage. The reason why these five have become so powerful is Mark chapter 9, verse 23. Am I making some sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is why you prayed for fruit of the womb during New Yam festival and you got a child. Now lie. It is you, not the New Yam festival. Am I making some sense?
Yes, sir.
See, people of God, the only time you can please God is when you celebrate your person. When is the only time you can please God?
When I celebrate my person.
And how do you celebrate your person? Everything that you are. You start by celebrating yourself, your gender. Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
When you are celebrating your profession, not your company. I'm not sure if I'm making some sense.
Yes, sir.
When you celebrate your language, not the culture. When you celebrate your tribe, not your tradition. Am I making sense, people of God?
Yes, sir.
When you celebrate your emotions, your intellect, and your human spirit, but not your religion. I'm just starting, I said, some people will walk no more with me. And I want to give you the freedom. In fact, you won't know where the freedom is coming from. So a remnant will be encouraged today to speak up in their life too. Will I give you an example?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know what you are thinking when I said there's no God in your culture. If, let's say now, there are some cultures that believe in that work. Let me tell you, it's not the culture that is right. That is life's law. Exactly. Life's law says, let him that do not walk, do not eat. The reason why that is working is because that is the truth, not because it's your culture. But that part of your culture that says, you a woman Your goal in life is to serve a man in the name of a husband. But let me say this. First of all, I want you now. Maybe you will love me for this. Reverse your decision now. Now I want everybody here. I want you to appreciate yourself. I didn't say clap for me. Don't clap for another place. Clap for your own self. I will not tell you why I say you should clap for yourself. But if I've told you before, you never clap. Now, this is why I say you should clap for yourself. If you remember, last year, October, when the ministry celebrated 36 years in existence. If you remember, I said something that's like my testimony that I said, I can beat my chest that no single soul was a slave. Even though some people, they are actors. But the fact that they are free to pretend say that they are slaves, it shows that they are not slaves. Real slaves don't pretend. It's already in them. So, because if not for action, you act, you're a slave in the morning, by evening, I must be the slave. That's act. So, I've all said that. But if you now remember, I said something that over that 36 years, let me tell you, months after October, it has not changed. I told you that it's been women, it's been sisters that have reacted to me to this gospel I preach more than the brothers. Remember I said that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And that sounds strange, because when you see the way I preach, that before God, a man and a woman is equal. There is no difference. Once that other person is an adult like you, whether a man or woman does not matter, you are the same before God. You will expect that women will appreciate it. Remember, I said that.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is now why I say you should clap for yourself. I hope everyone is still with me, please.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have to add to self. So this is the reason why I said we should all appreciate ourselves. Social media is good.
Yes.
Both you, the brothers, who have been appreciative of this gospel, even though on the surface it's as if I don't like you. Okay? But you have been appreciative of it. Because I want everybody to listen very well. I've been appreciative of it. And you, the sisters, the women, who on the surface is like, I'm for you. I hope everybody's still with me, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you do that, and to be on top of this thing. I hope everyone is receiving me good back, please.
Yes, sir.
So, back to why I said you should all appreciate yourself as an individual. Both you, the sisters that on the surface, it's as if I'm on your case, I'm for you, but no appreciation. As well as the brothers that you think I'm out on you, but you are the one appreciating. I want to tell both of you are actually correct in your reaction. What did I just say, brothers and sisters?
Both of us are actually correct in our reactions.
And let me explain why.
Correct reaction.
This gospel, I must confess to you, is to help the men. If I really love you, the sisters, you know how I'll be preaching to you?
What's that?
I'll be preaching to you to keep on being a slave to men. Starting from anybody you choose as your husband. But that is the best way to destroy men. And take it from me. All of you are going to remember. Please write what I'm about to tell you down. No, the scriptures tell you that when a minister says a thing and it doesn't come to pass, then you know God has not sent him. Okay? But when it comes to pass, when is the truth? Because none of us can do anything against the truth. He said, then you will know that he is not speaking of his own. Listen to me. As long as life exists, as long as the sun never fails to rise in the east and set in the west, please listen to these people of God. There is no man, no matter what that man is enjoying today, there is no man who takes a woman, whether it's wife, whether it's mother, whether it's sister, whether it's colleague, whether it's subordinate, no matter, as long as it's a man and a woman, takes a woman for granted, that is not going to pay for it. So if I truly love you, sister, your spirit actually reacted right. If I really love you, what I'm going to be telling you, keep on serving the men. There's no man you are going to serve that man is not dead. In fact, let me tell you, I've just told you, sister, how to kill a man. Be a slave to that man. That man is gone. And brothers, I've just told you how to commit suicide. Keep on treating women. Keep on being a domineering man. Keep on dating women that cannot say no to you. Keep on talking to women anyhow. There's no sure way of suicide more than. And remember what I've told you about suicide. God never raises anybody that commits suicide from the dead. Nobody. Nobody. So you cannot be delivered from the kind of death, whether financial death, even if it's physical death, whereby you take your spiritual death or death of your purpose, once it's by suicide. There is no solution to it. You have finished yourself. So do you now see the reason why I said, if I had explained, nobody will clap. But thank you for reacting. But that doesn't mean I will change. That just to tell you that you men that you think I hate you, it's your soul. I don't want you to, because I'm a man. And I know what it means. Remember I told you last week, I said many of these principles I'm sharing with you, I didn't learn it from any Bible school. Some of them, it was near-death experience that I learned this principle. So that you will not have to go through what I've gone through. Listen to me, people of God. Every one of us adult human beings on that we are going to learn. What did I say?
Every one of us adult human beings on earth, we're going to learn.
One more time. What did I say?
Every one of us adult human beings are going to learn.
We're all going to learn. But let me tell you, there are only two ways to learn in life. There's no third way. You either learn by instruction or you learn by experience. People of this world tell you experience is the best year. I disagree. I disagree. In fact, look at life. People who have the opportunity to go to school and make use of that opportunity, by the time they graduate, don't they become bosses of people that learn that same profession through experience? Yes or no?
That's true. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You do. life itself tells you that that statement is not true. That's why if you are in school, I better take it serious. Education is much better than experience. But that you will not learn. Everybody's going to learn. This truth I'm sharing with you, please feel free. Don't learn it from me. React to me. You are going to learn. Philippians chapter 2, it says, every need. Let's go to it. Philippians chapter 2. Philippians chapter 2. Philippians chapter 2, people of God. Please don't forget to feel free to ask your question and take that in place. Social media. Okay? What's this? Look at verse 9 and verse 10. Philippians chapter 2, verse 9, verse 10 and 11. This is talking about what happened at resurrection, okay? When Christ resurrected. And see what it says. It's applicable to this truth I'm telling you. And that's why everybody's going to learn. I'm not saying you will learn here. Some is in eternity that you will learn. Wonder it's too late. Learning here, please listen to me. Learning here has an advantage. You know the advantage of learning here? When you learn your lesson or not, if you're on the wrong time, you have opportunity to change. What did that just say is the benefit of learning or not, while you are still on that?
I have opportunity to change.
You have opportunity to change. That's it. But that you didn't learn in this world, you will not learn in eternity. Everybody in eternity, they've learned. Lazarus and the rich man, didn't both of them learn? Let me finish, then we'll go to Lazarus and rich one, so that you know the lesson both of them learn, so that all of us can choose which lesson we want to learn. Verse 9 of Philippians, that said, wherefore God hath highly exalted in Christ, and given him a name which is above what? Every name. That at that name given to Christ, every name. How many names?
Every name.
How many names?
Every name.
Every name. Percentage. Name. Percentage. What is the percentage of name?
100%.
100%. That is including my own name that is sharing this truth, including your own E that is hearing, including your own knee that doesn't want to hear. Say every knee should bow. He did not stop there. You see why I said we're all going to learn. He said of things in heaven and things on earth and things under the earth. Every knee is going to bow. And verse 11 added to it. He said every knee, 100% is going to confess that Christ is Lord to the glory of God the Father. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, you keep on doing yanga, you are free. But that you won't learn. You're going to learn. You're going to learn, and learn. And you only learn once. Let me add that to it. Get this. First, all of us are going to learn. Either by instruction or by experience. Check the trend. Again, all of us, adults, are going to learn. either by instruction now or by experience. But that you are not going to learn. It doesn't, you are going to learn. But instruction is the best, because even life has told you that if you go and learn a trade, you will work under your age mates who went to school and by instruction learn the same trade. Those ones that learn by instruction, and let me tell you, if you can learn this principle, please listen to me, that I'm sharing with you, that is how you will hold sway in this life and eternity over people who choose to learn by experience. This is life truth. Because life is about laws. Life is about laws. And the first one I've just added, everybody learn once. If you don't learn now or not, you are going to learn in eternity. Either in heaven that you go, or but that you are not going to learn, forget it. That's why I've been telling you. The only thing you owe people, let me bring out that famous illustration how you should walk in love. I love, in fact, that has become my best of what's it called? My best of is life virtues, right? It might become my best of illustration. Can you see that illustration again? How you should be loving people?
Yes.
This is what you owe me. This is what I owe you. Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is wrong with you is your faith. What has held you down is your faith. And everything that faith has brought into this world, religion, culture, tradition, custom, and in turn, marriage. It's religion, it's culture, it's custom, it's tradition. It's religion that tells you that being God-fearing is you become the ladder for a man. You have your own work, he has his own work. Listen to me, parents. I said this, and let me tell you again. Don't miss heaven in the way you are bringing up your daughters and the way you are bringing up your sons. You will have a case to answer if you raise your sons to be beasts and you raise your daughters to be slaves. You have become a shame to humanity, and you have become one of the worst species to step on earth. You are not supposed to raise your son to be beast. You should raise your son to be responsible and respectful of women and protective of women. If your son grows up to be a beast, you have failed as a parent. And if your daughter grows up to be a slave to a man, you have also failed as a parent. The best thing you owe people is the truth, not your life. And the truth here is this ladder. Drop the ladder for them and move on with your life. On the social media, you see everything I'm sharing.
Yes, sir.
Drop the ladder and move on. That's why I'm throwing you the ladder. Let me tell you, you are going to see things. You are going to see God lift up the honor of this ministry now.
Amen.
But let me tell you, nobody, there's a question code. Yeah. Nobody held this ministry down before now. It is my faith. Because I too erroneously thought pastoring people is they using me as a ladder. Let me tell you, what I owe you is what I'm telling you now. And as long as I've told you this truth, I'm done. I've fulfilled my purpose. It's left to you to take this ladder of the truth and come out of the pit your faith has put yourself. Because what happened to you is your faith. It's not the devil that is doing you. It's you that is doing you. It is me that is doing me. That's why once you are an adult human being, nobody can do you a favor. It's your belief system that tells you that you cannot prosper like your pastor. You cannot have your prayer answered like your pastor. It is what you choose to believe. And let me tell you, God and Satan respect what you believe. That is why the scripture says in James chapter 4 verse 7, it says, submit yourself to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. He can't but flee. Because the devil respects your faith. And that is why you are a slave today, because you believe you are supposed to be a slave. How does it make sense? That God said, it is men that, do you know? See, sisters, you know what I'm talking about. Yesterday, a family came visiting and always so refreshing my spirit anytime I see this couple. I was just talking. I went back to memory lanes. And when I said what I'm about, the wife, I said, they say it's true. And when I said the one of the men to the husband, he said, it's very true. Do you know, sisters, you know what I'm talking about? Right from your home, you have been damaged. You are now buried when you go to school, especially secondary school. Do you know the gist among girls in secondary school? Who will first of all get married among them? That is how damaged women has become. They now bury themselves by the time they reach secondary school. But let me tell you this, sisters. The men that need you, you can never see boys in secondary school talking about who will first of all get married. Let me tell you, if boys ever talk about a girl, you know what I tell you to talk? Is the first person that will poke her. Is the person that will succeed in this fight. That's what they talk about. Not who will marry. And they are the ones that need to marry. And that is why you will see them happy. See, let me tell you, if a man, please listen to this, go and do your research. If a man is suffering in this life, if a man is poor, it's two things that makes a man to be poor. Either that man is lazy, please listen, or nemesis of his action has caught up with him. There's no third reason you see an adult male suffer in this life. It's either they are lazy or nemesis of their action has caught up with them. And the reason is this. Because the man that needs a woman have been raised up by their parents to be beasts. They grew up inside a home whereby their dad is a beast. How many of you men have put it to you? Do your children grow up with the notion that you are more in the kitchen than their mom? That shows you that you're a beast. That shows you that you are badly raised. Where did you see it in the scripture? Where did God tell you that girls are meant for the kitchen? If I go and read your Bible very well, when Apostle Paul made that statement, let him that do not work, do not eat, he was talking to women. Go and check it. He wasn't talking to men. And Apostle Paul talked like that angrily because women believe their faith is to be talking by men. And that's why Apostle Paul told them that if you are expecting money from a man, or you grow up living on your father's inheritance, that you are already dead even though you are living. That's what Apostle Paul said. Go and check the scripture. New Testament. One tradition, one religion, one culture, one custom. He's not telling you. And you say, It's the devil that is after you. Are the one after yourself. Let me go to, okay, there's a question. Oh, yeah, quickly, please.
The question says, hello sir, if one profession isn't divine and it is written that anyone who doesn't work shouldn't eat, if my work business are not divine, why work then? Why are people who don't work are not being blessed?
Did we all hear the question loudly? Please, technically, whenever you ask questions, because I know all of you, when you are excited, you talk loudly. Let people always hear the question very well. Now, the question says, I said your profession is not divine. I never said that. And please, let's be hearing very well. What I said is that being an angel, and I deliberately used my own CV as an example, so you will not go and say I'm against one profession. I said being an engineer is divine, but your engineering company is not divine. What is an engineering company? ABC and company. If it's divine, why did you call it Jesus Christ company? Why did you call it Holy Ghost company? That is not there, but the work you are doing there is divine. Just like the language you speak is divine. The blood in your body is divine. Your tribe, your race is divine. But the culture your tribe is practicing, your family tradition, your family culture and custom is not divine. It is human. Because you call God in a religious house does not mean God is in any religion. God is not in any religion. Okay, let me show you. Everybody go to Genesis chapter 4. Let me show you that religion doesn't have anything to do with God. That's why Christ, when he came, who were Christ's number one headache?
The Pharisees and Sadducees.
Hello, God's people. You have not answered my question. Who were Christ's number one headache when he was on earth?
The Pharisees and the Sadducees.
That's not the answer. How can you be talking like this? Let's learn to talk like smart people. Somebody has never read the scripture. You are telling Pharisees and Sadducees, when they look at you and say something is wrong, you will say religious people.
Religious people.
They were the religious leaders, the Pharisees, were the Christians, the Muslims, the Judaists of those days. Do you understand? That's how you answer. They were the religious. Now, if God is religious, why will religious people be the one is number one headache? Go and check your scripture very well. Christ never used woe for fornicators that religious people think are the ones going to it. Christ never said that. It is the religious people and the hypocrite, because religion means hypocrisy. It's self-righteous people. It's idolaters. When you are worshiping somebody else as your God. Those are the 5 groups of people that Christ ever said woe to when he came. He never said it. The fornicator or an unclean, but rather he said it to religious people. He said it to the hypocrites. He said it to the pretender. He said it to people who say yes when they want to say no, or who say no when they want to say yes. But these are the things religion brings. Religion brings evil. It brings self-righteousness. That you think you are better than another person. Genesis chapter 4, I want to show you how religion started. And you see that God was not behind religion. Verse 26, the last verse of Let's start from verse 25 so you know who said this. Verse 25 and 26 of Genesis chapter 4. Are we there, please?
Yes, sir.
See what he said here. He said, and Adam knew his wife again. He didn't say he that knew her husband again. This is what I tell you, sisters. Continue. Brothers, if all of you, I don't know whether it's possible, take care of other, but if you can shake my hand, brothers. All of you, you shake my hand. Shake it. Please make sure any brother that is with you there shake my hand.
Yes, sir.
Any brother that will make sure they shake my hand. You know why I'm shaking your hands, brothers? Keep on dating women that cannot face you and tell the truth. Keep on marrying women that will be kneeling down to greet you in the morning. Keep on putting ring on the hand of a woman that cannot call you by name. Keep on marrying a woman that you will sit down, she will keep on. If you don't die, come and meet me. Yeah? That's why I'm congratulating you. I think you saw here. There is no reference of Eve knew her husband. Marriage is a man and his wife. It's a man that goes. A farmer that goes to the ground. The ground doesn't come to the farmer. That's why it's a farmer and his farm. Not a farm and a farmer. And sister, thumbs up for you. You are a daughter of Jezebel. When you are the typical submissive wife, rank a day, I can always have it for you. You are a man killer. You have blood on your hand because with every kneeling down, with every defending that man, you have reduced his number of days on earth. Listen to me. Somebody is saying that I thought God says in the days of ignorance. It's not the days of ignorance. What are you ignorant of? If you listen to your conscience, look at children. Don't you notice that male children, if not for corruption from their father and mother, male children instinctively they protect girl child. Unless a child that has been corrupted by the parents, especially the father, instinctively, when a boy sees a girl, he wants to help her to get things. He wants to help her to cross the road. He wants to defend her. Because the presence of God is in that male child. Before the evil in religion, evil in culture, evil in tradition, evil in custom, evil in marriage, corrupt men and makes them a beast. If you are supposed to see, sisters.
Yes, sir.
See, I've told you, when you look at the chart, when you look at that chart of the hand of adult woman, being a woman is higher. The grace on your body is higher. We've decided you have 5 hormones. A man only has 1. You have the 1 too, the man has. But the men don't have the 4 extra that you have. That's how superior you are. That's why you have superior emotions. And let me tell you, nobody can change that. Nobody can. That is why when a woman loves you, she loves you more than you can ever love her. And when a woman hates you, she hates you more than you can ever hate her. No Satan, no religion can change that. Don't you know that when you worship men, it's a blasphemy against your creator? And let me go and read your Bible. Sin against the Holy Spirit doesn't have forgiveness. You suffer the consequence. So I congratulate you. The men, I congratulate you. The women, I bow for you. Keep on destroying the men. You okay? Let's go. Verse 25 says, and Adam knew his wife again. Like I said, not Eve knew her husband. And she bore a son and called his name Seth. Now look at this. When you don't know the Bible very well, see, from this, just look at it. What did you think gave the name to the son? Look at it again. And Adam knew his wife again. Semicolon. And who bore a son? She. Who is the she? Eve or Hawa? Have you seen it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After that, you see just a commoners column. There's a tradition which has permeated all of our brain. Culture, religion, custom. When you read this, you will say it's one man. That's why you see men, an average man, they are mentally retarded. That's why when they are going to give name to their children, call one child Mount Sinai, call another child Pulo Bethsaida. But we don't see these little things. Let me tell you, understanding is not grammar. What did I say?
Understanding is not grammar.
Understanding is not grammar.
When the Bible talks about understanding, it's not talking about that you don't know the grammar. It's not the meaning of the grammar. That is why when your eyes of understanding is open, what you have been reading there, you now see the real truth there. Many of you have read this. How many of us are there occurred to that even from what is written is the mother that gives them? Men, congratulations, please. Be getting them pregnant and you be the one giving name. Your days are numbered. And because the truth is out there, you are the one committing suicide. Let's read on. This is another proof that she's the one that gave name. Who's he said call his name Seth. Because God, he said,
yes.
Said she, not he. Sisters,
Yes, sir.
you see that you don't have a husband. What you have is a monster. And brothers, you don't have a wife. What you have is a slave. And both of you are going down. Because God's covenant is with a man and his wife. A king and his queen. Not a beast and a slave. You see, who gives name now?
Yes, sir.
Because God is a just God. God knows that a woman has put her nutrient, her DNA, 280 days, 24 hours in all those days into that child. The Bible said the husbandman that laboreth wants stupid culture. Yes, culture is stupid. And the particular example I want to give is the Yoruba culture. The Yoruba race is divine. Being a Yoruba man is divine. Or Yoruba culture is human. There's no God in it. That's why they will say, if the child turn out good is the father. The ones that turn out bad is the mother. And you are promoting that as the gospel continue. You hear? He said, for God said she had appointed me another seed instead of Abel. Do you know that she didn't thank Adam? Hello?
Very nice.
Did she thank Adam here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Parents.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to say this, I'm going to be harsh when you go and be a parent too. You are evil if you ever raise your daughter that the only purpose why she should keep her virginity is for warm somebody's son. You are evil. But that is what destroys women. That's what destroys the girl child. That's what makes them to feel they are here. See the first woman here. Did she thank Adam for anything?
No, sir.
Hello?
Very nice, sir.
Didn't that scripture starts by saying it's Adam that slept with her. Did he thank Adam?
No, sir.
Oh. You have never met him, you have been prophesied about him, you will marry a rich man. He is there tightening over the place. Sisters, repent before it's too late.
Yes, sir.
See, it was God she was directing it to. She gave that son the name Seth. He said, because God had appointed me a seed. Let's go through pain. Can you imagine the pain in our hearts? That our first set of twins, one twin killed the other. Can you imagine the pain as a mother? God bless mothers. God bless women. Imagine the pain in Eve's heart. Say, God has, he didn't thank Adam at all. That Adam must have been thanking for after. See, man, if you don't thank that woman after that sexual experience, you're a beast. And if you're a woman, you ever thank a man after the sexual, you're a slave. I know you won't say amen to that. Continue. I don't even need amen today. It's John 6:66 I want you. But it means that I'm following Christ there. If John 6:66 can be fulfilled today. And let's read on. And to Seth, to him was born a son. You see now, that means that in this Seth self, even though the guy is the beginning, he's the one. Do you see where you men got your father from? That your DNA to be a beast. Brothers, answer me. Brothers.
Yes, sir.
Brothers.
Yes, sir.
On our behalf today, sir, I should apologize to Adam. We didn't get this our damage brain from Adam. It's from Adam's grandson. Or Adam's son self, Seth. It's the one that started you. Can you see? Because Adam didn't do that. He started it. Do you see? When he saw as if he got pregnant by himself. Say, and to Seth, to him there was born a son, and he said, you see that the scripture knew what he was talking about. That means that it was Seth that gave the name Enos. You see? Yeah. Do you see that nothing good can come out of this, our evil status as beasts, as men? You see? And see what the son, he named him. I'm sure if he sex wife that named him, this boy will not become, the devil will not use him to create religion. Sisters, Blanca did it again. Continue killing those men. Continue allowing them to name your children. Okay? Okay? You know no answer. Continue. And he called his name Enos. Then began who?
Men.
Then began who?
Men.
One more time. Then began who?
Men.
Men. To do what? To call upon the name of the Lord. Can you see? The beginning of religion. Did that scripture say, then God told men to call upon me?
No, sir.
But what did the scripture say? Then men began. They are the one that started. Are you seeing this thing I'm seeing, people of God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When do you use the word began or begin? Are we still together, people of God?
Yes, together, sir.
Yes, sir. Continue, process.
When do you use the word began or begin? the start of a process beautiful. That means before this funny guy, that his father was the one that gave him name, not his mother. Nothing like this. People, are you appreciating the word began now?
Yes, sir.
That means that before now, there was nothing like people calling on God's name. Hello? I want to ask you a question. Please, everybody, I want everybody to answer this. If you answer in chorus, answer. If you see, please answer. Will God ever finish something he starts?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
You are sure of that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So do you now see the reason why you will never find God in any religion? No matter how much God loves us. You are the one who have to come out of your religion. So enjoy him. Because religion did not start with him. What did I just say, people of God?
I'm the one that will come out of religion because the religion is not.
The real truth of that statement is that God can never be found in any religion. He didn't start it. This word began is the most powerful word here. He said men began. Men started it. Adult human started it. Not God. God didn't instruct you. And I'm telling you the truth that after this COVID, you should not carry your dead body back from going to that church building. See, go and do your research after service, everybody. Go to the world of natural information called Google. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Go and study, just put there, COVID-19 experience in South Korea. You know what I said? You should go and check.
Yes, sir.
The first thing that will shock you, COVID-19 started in South Korea on the same day as the number one country on the world that has the largest number, United States. On the same day, not the same week. And South Korea are dealt with it. And let me tell you where South Korea's own started. It started in the church. Now South Korea is reopening now. And let me tell you, they dealt with it with total lockdown. In Nigeria, we are having partial quarter. You are calling the president all kinds of names. You are not putting your hand in one place. Listen to me. The scripture has said, it said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's why I said, if you fulfill the law that will make you to catch COVID-19, you will catch it. No matter your spiritual status. And if you catch it and qualify for mercy, the mercies of God will rise over you and you overcome it. That's the truth. Because life is about laws. Life is a principle. Religion is an invention followed by faith, followed by tradition, culture, and custom. And unfortunately, marriage has been grafted into those four. Because marriage is a man-determined thing. Man as adult human and man as men, adult males. That is why marriage is gone. We don't have the ideal marriage anymore. You hardly see a couple that both of them are parties. Do you know, you have thousands of cases of women never feeling anyhow if the man is to timing them. Because they have been brought up that they are the one that should marry. That the man is the one doing them a favor. There are many women are talking in the name that they are married. They can't envision themselves generating and having their own money. There are women who are married today, you cannot send them up. Because of what will I tell my husband? I got money. Meanwhile, he can move on with his life. He will spend money anyhow and you don't say anything. Somebody is not telling you that you're a slave. Somebody is not telling you that that's not right. Somebody is not telling you that that is evil. That is what is happening in the world today. That's why humanity find themselves in this mess. And that is why once that COVID-19 is still happening, you see what's happening in the United States. Go and study the news. COVID-19 was not affecting children. I told you why. Even though children are carriers. I told you, I said it is because of the angels of children. By lifestyle of men, and by the fact that women are commanded of angels or demons, men come down as victims of COVID-19 more than women. You see that? Are you with me? But guess what? A new disease has been discovered in the United States this past week that is affecting only children. And you wonder how could that be? As long as there are women out there who don't have sound mind, there is no way, no matter how submissive you are, it's not about being nice, it's about using your sound mind. God says a virtuous woman is a woman that fears God. Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Fear of God is not being nice. Fear of God is using your brain. If you are truly God-fearing sister, you will use your brain. You will ask yourself this question: this thing I'm doing, does it make sense? Does it make sense? See, I'm an average person. Go to all the religions of this world. It's always the religious leaders that are the most prosperous. Why should that be? How can that be God? Why should somebody wake up? And you always notice, most religious leaders are men. How come? Is it not men and women that God created? It's because they are using their sperm mind. Most people in religion, most of the followers are women. Go and check Islamic followers, Christian followers, they are all, majority are women. That's why most atheists are men. Why must that be? And that's why you will see an average woman is not economically and financially buoyant. It's your faith where we started from. Because of your belief system. Because you have been programmed by a wrong upbringing. Wrong belief that you are inferior. Why should marriage be determined by this thing that is only a man that can put food on the table? Taking care of your wife does not mean you don't have her money. What did I just say, people of God?
Taking care of her life does not mean that she don't have her money.
Does not mean she shouldn't have her own.
Listen to me. While you are taking care of your wife, it's for your own sake. Don't take care of her, you are dead. It's for your own sake. It has nothing to do with you controlling her. I've been pastoring, and this is the 37th day. I know what I'm talking about. Over the years, there are many times you see women with potential. The moment they marry, that's the end. The dream is gone. The vision is gone. There are women that have been offered international jobs. They couldn't take it. Yet, the man will not think twice. The man will never say, let me go and discuss with my wife. He has already taken the job. And he tells the woman, I've been transferred. I'm moving out of this place. But no woman will do that. And you are now crying that things are not working well. How can things work well? When you are the one by your faith, you govern you keep yourself. brothers, you have seen who destroy us now. Brothers. But on behalf of all of us, God, I apologize to Adam. I used to actually blame Adam. It is actually in us. The one that Adam's son said, named, instead of you allow his wife to name. You see another proof. Sisters, especially our mothers, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you see what I'm telling you? That don't hold yourself responsible when your children have become adult. You know that this set, it was Eve that gave him Nemo.
That's true.
And I'm sure they would have told him. That's why it would be recorded. But in his own case, he didn't allow his wife. So please, parents, once your children have become adult, you are not responsible for them again. Do you hear me? Parents, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
It's their responsibility. It is set that chose to be the first dingbat. So brothers, when you're a beast, you know the first beast now. It is set, not Adam. And obviously, Seth didn't get it from Adam. At least they are the last time. Adam was the one that was cutting his wife. So he too started his own. Instead of saying sorry, he was accused. At least it's called the accused. He said, it wasn't him who was accused, you know. It was God who was accusing. At the last time, Adam didn't treat Eve. It was God. But that's even more stupid. If that's why the song, Kuku said, okay, let me Kuku be a woman. Instead of rebelling to God, let me rebel against woman. Adam said, both of them, they are bad example for men. So brothers, I hope you have seen who you are like. When you are rebellious spiritually, you are like Adam. When you are disrespecter of woman, you are like the son, Seth. You know you are following now. I'm not your pastor. Seth is your pastor. If you disregard women, then if you don't believe whether your sister or brother is fulfilling your purpose and blame me on that person, it's somebody else that caused it. You are following Adam. Adam is your pastor. Okay? Not me. Man, no day. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. I want to show you something here about a story of that's applicable to the story of the rich man and Lazarus. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. Hope everyone, you're still with me, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First Timothy chapter 4, verse 8, please. First Timothy chapter 4, I read from verse 8. This is something Apostle Paul was talking to Pastor Timothy, and it's applicable to all of us today. And this will explain why things happen. Why sometimes nasty people are so prosperous. Okay? First Timothy chapter 4, verse 8 says, let me even start from verse 7 because Apostle Paul was continuing what he started in verse 7. In First Timothy chapter 4, verse 7, verse 7 says, but refuse profane and old wives' fables, but rather exercise yourself unto godliness. Of course, there are so many old wives people on the pulpit. As we enter the month of May, so shall you May. All those things are old wives fables. They are profane, there's nothing to it. They're just ways how Satan is tinkering with our brain. To the point that we'll be using our faith for things that will make the devil to steal our purpose and give it to somebody else. He said, but instead of doing that, exercise yourself to godliness. Now, what is godliness? Godliness is simply fulfilling your purpose. Godliness is living like the God, the Christ you are created to be here on earth. What did I say godliness is?
Fulfilling my purpose.
Godliness is fulfilling your purpose. Fulfilling your purpose. Living like God, Christ, the way I'm supposed to be.
That's what godliness is. Do you know that definition of godliness, you can only find it when you come out of religion? Yes or no?
That's true. It's true.
Do you know if you tell a religious person, a Christian religious person, what is godliness? He will tell you, go to church every day. Read your Bible, pray every day. Listen to me. And listen good. If you are reading your Bible and praying every day, you are lazy at your place of work. You don't have a heart for people. You're a man disrespecter of women. You are a woman. You're a banker of the world. Destroyer of destiny. No matter what you pray and read your Bible every day, you are not godly. If you are lazy. You are not godly if you don't use your sermon. You are not godly if you don't have a heart for people. You are not godly if you are proud. I'm not sure if you have seen the evil in religion. Religion gives you a false sense of spirituality. So let's now read on. Say, because bodily exercise profits little. Of course, if you do exercise, of course, you know that it's not only atmosphere and diet and sleep that makes you to grow very well when you actually exercise. You must balance the four. Okay? And it's a ratio 4, 3, 2, 1. You understand?
Yeah.
Ratio 4, atmosphere. Ratio 3, diet. Ratio 2, exercise. And ratio 1, rest. I hope you are with me.
Yes, sir.
That's why you see lazy people. It is ratio, sleep is 4. Sleep is supposed to be 1. Okay? Exercise 2. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Diet 3. You should eat well more than you exercise. And you should exercise more than you sleep. But above all, you must subject yourself. What do you think is keeping everybody indoors? It's atmosphere. That's how powerful atmosphere is. COVID-19 is an atmosphere-based virus. Is it food-based?
No, sir.
Answer the people of God.
No, sir.
Is it exercise-based?
No, sir.
Is it sleep-based?
No, sir.
That's the power of atmosphere. Next to atmosphere is food. And that's why the thing passes through. That's why they say, keep your hand away from men. Mouth. That's mouth. M. E. The eyes. And N. Your nose. Sister, that's also for you. But see what the says about godliness. He said, but godliness is profitable unto every that is once you're godly, you are going to be blessed 24/7. And see what he says here. He said, having the promise of the life which what? Now is, and of that which is to come. And let me say this, people of God. Please listen to this. Let me use this, my awesome flask. This opaque flask, let it represent our life on earth, okay? This transparent flask, let it represent our life in eternity, okay? Okay, people of God.
Okay, sir.
Now, God's will is that we have these two lives, but this one comes first. That is, God's will is that you are a success in this world. Please listen to these people of God. Please listen to this. This is really going to help you. Do you actually know when you know you have succeeded in this world? I tell you. I say after today, some of you work no more with me. Let me tell you, the only proof that you have succeeded in this world is after you die. When is it that you have succeeded in this world? And you know why? Because your memory is blessed. When people begin to point about how you have touched their lives, how you have touched humanity. That's God's plan. That we will touch lives here. And don't forget last week, you can't touch life until you yourself you are all blessed. And let me tell you the secret of this life here, this first flask, opaque flask. Let me tell you the secret.
Yes,
The secret is using your sound mind. Nobody prospers. Nobody succeeds in this world without your sound mind. So, sister, do you see the reason why women are not as successful as men? Because religion, tradition, culture, and custom. Those four tells women, be nice, but be stupid. And because in this world, you need to have sound mind, if not, you can't succeed in this world. That's why most women are not successful. Not because of the niceness. But remember I told you before, unless men will change, brothers, listen very well. The way we are going, an average man is not going to make heaven. Hell will be populated with men. Because nobody makes heaven without a heart, without being humane, without being a blessing to another person. No nasty person is ever going to be found in heaven. No cold, unforgiving, hard person. No pretender, no hypocrite is going to be making in heaven. On that, you need your sound mind. And that is the principle that is working. That's how many of you men, you think you are okay, you are not okay. Fine, you have sound mind, but you are nasty. And a good example for you men is the rich man. Did the rich man make it in this world? Answer the people of God.
That's it.
Again, did the rich man make it in this world?
Yes, he made it, sir.
He made it. He made it. But did he make paradise?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Did he make paradise? Why did he make paradise? Because he was a nasty guy.
He had the guy with him.
That's not why. That's not the reason. It's not because they enjoy it. Please, let's look at this illustration again, please. This is this world. This is eternity. God's will is that we have both, not one of both. I'm not sure we are getting that, people of God. The reason why, because when it's religion that tells us that the reason why the rich man went to hell because he has enjoyed in this world. You are supposed to enjoy this world. What did I say, God's people?
I'm supposed to enjoy this world.
All of us are supposed to enjoy this world. That's God's will for us. We're all supposed to enjoy this world. God wants us all to enjoy this world. God created us to enjoy this world and also to make heaven. That's why 1 Timothy chapter 4 verse 8 says, having the promise of this life which now is and that which is to come. Is the two together, not one of them. Even though eternity is better, people of God, please listen. You are also supposed to make it here. The reason why Lazarus didn't make it has nothing to do with the rich man. Just like the reason why the rich man went to hell has nothing to do with Lazarus. Because the rich man could have chosen to be nice. Do you know Jesus Christ talked about a story of also a rich man? When he wanted to do wedding for his daughter, his friends didn't answer him. Do you all remember that story?
Yes, sir.
Do we all remember that story, people of God? Please come. How do you have tears? Yes, I'm here. So hold on the many people of God, please. And when you click, thank you. I hope we're following, please.
Sir.
Yes.
So the rich man going to hell has nothing to do with Lazarus. And at the same way too, the same way, is that the right thing? In the same manner, Lazarus not succeeding in this world has nothing to do with the rich man. Because the just shall live by his own faith. I hope we are getting that, people of God, please. God wants us to be the best, to have the best at all times. That's God's will. God's promise is that in this world and in eternity we'll make it. Our faith must be in the two. But the truth of this life is sound mind. Are we getting it? The truth of eternity in heaven is a loving heart. But it's still our faith that's going to be married to these two. We have to learn to use our faith to start with a sound mind so that we can have the promise of this life which now is. Which is what I've been telling you. anything that doesn't make sense, anything that doesn't pay you, don't do it. God is not in it. If God is in anything, one, it will make sense. Two, it will pay you. And number three, it will now make you a blessing to the other person. Are we getting it now, people of God?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is God's master plan. That is how God designed this life to be. That's why God says, let us make adult humans in our image and after our likeness. And once you're an adult human being, you are complete. Once you're an adult human being, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Once you're an adult human being, by your faith, you will have results. By your faith, as an individual, things will work for you. By your faith, you will have it made. By your faith, whatever you lay your hands on in this world will succeed. But it's going to have to be via sound mind. And let me ask this question. Please, somebody, okay, let me ask this way. Somebody, please suggest something that is not right, something that is an unrighteous thing in this world. Something that is wrong. But that people normally do. Most people do. Okay, let me give you an example. To be a fraudster, which we normally call 419, is it right or wrong?
Wrong. It's wrong.
It's wrong. Good. But you know a lot of people have become millionaires and billionaires by being a fraudster.
Yes.
But do you know why it worked for them? Because you can never be a fraudster if you are not smart.
Yes.
You can never. Why? Because this world runs by your faith in your sound mind, not faith in being nice. It's eternity that runs that way. That's why God said, start with sound mind first, and follow it with being nice. Sister, do you see the mistake you are making? Because women have been badly brought up to be nice first before. That is why, please, if you have a girl child, wake up and stop this wrong upbringing. Okay? Let your girl child feel free to go out to play just like your male child. Are we listening, people of God?
Yes, sir.
And please, let your male children also know how to cook just like your girl child. You understand that, people?
Yes,
Don't only buy games for your male child, buy games for your girl child too. And if you have to buy doll for your girl child, buy doll too for your male child. So that you can begin to, whether man or woman, start fulfilling your purpose. And on top of it, we make heaven. That's God's plan. The rich man did not go to hell because he had money here. That's what religion is telling you. And those pastors preach that. So that you will not leave their church or prison because you are poor.
yes.
They will tell you that you are supposed to be now. God's people, Lazarus is not God's will for you. What did I just say, God's people?
Lazarus is not God's will for me.
Lazarus is not God's will for me.
It's not God's will that you be a Lazarus. God's will is that you make it in God and you make heaven. But let me tell you, sometimes it's a risk when you want to be a Lazarus. Do you know why it's a risk?
Why is not?
The reason why it's a risk is that in trying to be a Lazarus, you might end up being a Sapphira. You just suffer for nothing. At the end of the day, you go to hell with the man that you are worshiping. We all know the story of Ananias and Sapphira. The husband wasted his life, and the wife too, she turned herself into a slave. Despite that she saw that this man is dead, out of his rebellion and stupidity, she still decided to be a slave, and she too met her untimely death. So in trying to be a Lazarus, you might lose your life in the process. You might still miss heaven. So don't believe what religion is telling you, that you are destined to be a Lazarus. No, no, and no. You are here to make it and make heaven. What that's all of us are here for.
I'm here
To make it and make heaven.
I'm going to make it and look.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. You see, if there's any question, social, if you have your question, always feel free to ask, okay?
Yes, sir.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. There's something Christ says here, which is also applicable. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Please, if you see what I'm sharing, please let me know. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. All right. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, see what God says here. In person of Christ. It says, behold, I do what?
I sent you forth.
I sent you forth as sheep in midst of wolves. Did he say, I sent you to be a wolf among wolves? Again, did Christ said, I sent you as wolves among wolves? Was what? As sheep. So don't think I'm preaching you be nasty here. If you are nasty, if you're a devourer, you're a beast, you are disrespectful of people, you are mean-hearted, you wish evil for people, you are arrogant, you're proud, you talk anyhow, God has no business in your life. You don't have God in you. We are still, no matter how much wolves are out there, we are still supposed to be sheep in the midst of wolves. But see the balance here. See what Christ said here. Said, be ye therefore, that is, even though you are sheep and remain a sheep, be therefore, how? What did he say? Be ye therefore what?
Wise.
Wise
As serpents.
wise.
Wise as what? Wise as serpent. Did he say nice as serpent?
No, sir.
Wise as serpent. You now say again why women are suffering. Because they put the second command first. And every woman has been brought up, be harmless as a dove. The husband's house is the house of blessing. Learn to endure. Don't talk back at your husband, but he can insult you, insult your mother. He can monitor you, can query you. I ask you, how does it make sense that you as a woman, a commercial sex worker, will have more respect from a man than you? The scripture says, to whom much is given, much is expected. Even when a man pays the commercial sex worker for a limited time, he doesn't talk to her anyhow. She doesn't go cooking his food. Yet he has the privilege of accessing you anytime tea. And because of that, he talks to you anyhow. And you think that makes sense? Do you know how much it takes to have a cook, professional cook? How much you are going to pay? Yet a man expects you to be a free cook all the days of your life, and you call that one God? Does that make sense? Do you know that people are millionaires for carrying people's baby? Yet, not one, not two. The man says he wants a boy. The man will say he wants a girl. And you carry a life without being paid. Free of charge. And you are still talked to. Like dustbin. Like trash. And you say God is with you. Oh, come on. See what Christ said here. Say, be as wise, not stupid. What women have been brought up, what religion has brought the followership, is to accept stupidity as spirituality. They are two different things. Spirituality is being smart. Spirituality is being nice, not stupid, not nasty. The way God is not with anybody that is a nasty person, talks anyhow. The same way God is not with you when you are stupid. It's religion that makes you stupid. It's culture. It's tradition. But not God. God, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You see many people, the way their pastors talk to them, their religious leader talk to them, the way their bosses talk to them, the way their husband talk to them, the way their senior siblings talk to them. All these things are wrong. That's one of the reasons why Africa is the way it is. That's the reason why Nigeria is the way it is. That you see some people, especially this young generation that are acting like no future. You see some of them, the way they open their mouth against Mr. President. This is a man that is an achiever. This is a man that is older than their father. But talk about their father who has badly raised them up. You see the way they will descend on you. Let's start thinking, people of God. God, see what Christ said. He said, be ye wise first and servant. It's not going to work if you are harmless first. And that's why I say, write today's date down. Sooner than we think. I've been saying this. Did anybody know that an infection from hell will keep everybody indoors? Go and check the news today. Brazil is about to take the third position in the number of infections. Their own president too He said God will not allow. He said there is nothing like COVID-19. Now they are dying in their thousands every day. And you still see some people, they will call such a person their president. You see such, see, let me tell you, I still repeat again, Lazarus chose to die poor. Even if, and I repeat, even if before that time, the rich man was sustaining him, the moment he said his dogs should be licking his wound, Lazarus should have walked away. Listen to me. There are pastors you should walk away from. There are bosses you should walk away from. There are members of family you should walk away from. There are marriages you should walk away from. Nobody has a right to humiliate you. When you stay with somebody who has humiliated, let me tell you, no matter that person in prayer, take my word for it. Or if you don't want to take my word, experience will teach you. That person is still going to humiliate you again. The only time the person will not humiliate you is if not because you stand up to the person, not because the person is hearing me now. If the person on his or her own come to you and admit it was evil of them, that's the only time. But that they didn't admit freely, they're still going to do it again. And none of us is stagnant. None of us is stagnant. That's why when people are good, they are better the next day. But when people are bad, they are worse the next day. Even if you have made mistake of being ignorant and stupid yesterday, stop being stupid. Now faith is. Start using your faith in your sound mind. Start telling yourself, and please God's people, marriage is not eternity. When Christ was asked about marriage, what did Christ say? Christ said people in heaven are like what? Angels. Is that what Christ said?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means that the reason why you make heaven or not is not because you are married. It's better you fulfill your purpose and forget one worldly. I would rather have God be proud of me and let the whole humanity, including all of you, listen to me, be ashamed of me. That to have you praising me and God is ashamed of me. Why should we be believing all this nonsense that it is a shame? Shouldn't you be proud that you have your daughter alive and well? That you have a daughter that is being humiliated every single day. How can we sit together, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let's go to our update. Then we call it a day. So that we're able to understand those charts very well. I hope we all got that, people of God, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And please don't forget, that does not stop you asking your questions, please, okay? We're still talking about motherhood.
There is a question.
Okay, there's a question. Yes, go ahead, please.
The question is, sir, how can woman be superior than man in regards to women being weaker vessel?
How can a woman be superior? I want to encourage us, God's people, that we should be a good student of God's word. I want to believe that this question is coming from maybe one of our fresh follower of the truth here, because this is something I've addressed many times. When Apostle Paul and Apostle Peter were addressing the relationship of a man and his wife in marriage, they both admonished men to honor and respect their wife. In fact, that's another thing. It's the men that the scriptures taught should respect their wife. And I've showed you from God's word, the word King James translated submit is not the word for submission. And that's why go and check your Bible dictionary. Ephesians 5:21 and James 4:7 is the original word for submission. In James 4, they say, submit yourself therefore to God. Okay? In Ephesians 5:20, he said, we should all submit to one another. That is, we should all learn to respect one another. But the one that says wife submit is not the Greek word for submission. It's the word influence. And I've said, the word also translated weaker as weaker is not the word weaker, it's the word tender. And I've given an example before of robber. Do we all know robber? That was the robber man I saw it. Do we all know robber, people of God? And do we all know glass?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know, people of God, that rubber don't break? But glass do break.
Yes.
That is how women are. Women are like rubber. See, two sets of rubber. You see how stretchable it can be. That's how a woman's body is. And the difference between a man and a woman is in the body. You get it? That's why women have a greater grace than a man. Even though it's on the same level, no superiority. But in influence, in grace, a woman is higher. So to the person that asked that question, it's a mistranslation. It's supposed to be tender vessels, not weaker vessels. Okay? That's why men are physically stronger, but women are spiritually and emotionally stronger. That is why a man exhibits anger by maybe fighting or inflicting pain. But let me tell you, women exhibit it in silence. That's why when a woman shuts you down, better be careful that you are fulfilling your purpose. That might take you out of this world. When a woman don't talk, when she shuts down, our rage in shutting down is releasing massive levels of demons after you. But no man, as a man, can generate an angel or demon over anybody. As a man, I'm not talking as an adult, I'm not talking as Christ, okay? As a man, no man generates, but women do. As women. So, it's a mistranslation. It's supposed to have been translated tender. So I hope that answers the question, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is there another question?
No, not yet.
So, going through our updates. In this update today, because it's still the same motherhood, I still brought the 4 definitions. Because we need to know the difference. That motherhood, which is a no gender, is different from being female. Motherhood means to care, to nurse, to guard, to be a keeper, a nurturer, an overseer, a defender. I hope you are getting it.
Yes, sir.
In fact, do you know that, like now in agriculture, what is the male? The male is the farmer. Huh? The ground is the female. But do you know that both of them, more of the Like the watering, the weeding is all motherhood. The farmer does it. Which is why I said, even in human, that is what that tradition, that culture, that is a woman that is solely responsible for upbringing is from pit of hell. Both of you, male and female, should be mothers to your children. Are you with me? All those ones that is a woman that must learn how to feed the children, is a woman that must call her. You, the man, too, must be concerned. If not, you're a beast. And you're going to suffer the consequence of not being there for your children. Go to the prisons of this world. Do you know the number one causes of people landing in prison? Because they don't have a good father figure. Both male and female. Or it's actually supposed to be not father figure, masculine figure, male figure. So that means that both the man and the woman has a role to play in upbringing. There are things a boy wants to see in a man. There's also things a girl wants to also see in a man. When you are an adult male, around children don't provide that. A beast. Boys should see responsibility in you. Girls should see security in you. The girl child, when you a man is on the scene, should know I'm protected around this man. And no evil, nobody is going to take advantage of me. And if you're a boy should see in a man an example of strength, an example of a defender, of women and children, and an example of somebody who is handsome. So I hope we understand this terminology very well.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you go to the next update, last week we were talking about the mother. This is what we had. But there's a fifth and sixth entity, especially sixth entity, that was not reflected in this. And that is the fruitfulness. That is the Adam we are supposed to be. Remember, I took us in detail to Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. That when God started, God said, let us make Adam in our image and after our likeness. Okay? In this, your new update, the one on the left, that being fruitful, okay? That being productive, that is who you are created to be. That's why I put A for Adam and all there. But you can't be like that without fatherhood, motherhood, male and female, and offspring in you. Are you seeing it now? You need those five in you to be complete. Are you seeing the integrity in the update now?
Yes.
Like fatherhood is both gender. That's why I said anything that has a male and female entity, something is created. That is why you don't need to sleep have sex with a woman before a force is created. That's why Christ said that once you already desire, even if it's another woman that's somewhere, as long as it's a male force and a female force, something is created. That's why there's nothing like casual sexual encounter. That's why there's nothing like you desiring a woman and there's a force is created in all those 6 levels of assessing the female. And in human beings, the woman. If you desire a woman, you believe in a woman, you court a woman, you put your life inside a woman, you are having sex with a woman, you impregnate a woman, all those 6 forms of assessment, are you with me? a force is created. Something is brought into existence. Because you don't see doesn't mean something is not brought into existence. Are you getting it, God's people?
Yes.
But you see, when we are talking about motherhood is to nurture so that you can be productive. The goal of motherhood is productivity, which is fruitfulness. That's why when you see the way it occurs here, fatherhood sowed the seed, which is either male or female, which is the offspring. That's why it's either gender. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing it?
Yes, sir.
But you see, the purpose of that nurturing, the purpose of the motherhood is the fruitfulness. That's why you see, this is the total of 1 week. We are examining all the aspects of motherhood. So I hope you understand why I brought this 6 entity.
Yes, yes.
And the next update, which talks about these entities in hierarchy. Unlike what we had before, it's not fatherhood that is here, it's the productivity. The reason why we are here is the most important. What did I just say?
The reason why we are here is important.
That is why you being productive, fulfilling your purpose, is higher than your mind, your intellect. You know, our intellect we discover is the fatherhood in us, which is higher than our emotions, the motherhood, which is higher than the female body, which is higher than the male body. And both are higher than the offspring. The offspring we all give out is our human spirit. What kind of spirit we culture? Which is what God, angels, or demons see. Is this offspring they see, which is either male or female. But the greatest is productivity. And that's how you are going to be measured in this life and in eternity. How productive are you? What are you bringing to the table, people of God? Serving another person, forget it. If you are serving somebody else today, you're a failure. That's the truth. No matter how much money you are generating serving another person. Did I say working with another person? I say what? Serving. You can work for or with people without serving them. Just like you should be able to marry a man without serving him. Do you hear what I said, sisters? You can fellowship with people without serving them. I can be your pastor. Somebody else can be your pastor without that person lording it over you. That is why as your pastor, you are not supposed to worship me. Even though you are following me, you are not supposed to serve me. That's why you are free to ask your questions. So in hierarchy, is being productive. That's the essence of the fatherhood, motherhood, male, female, and offspring. Okay? It's productivity. Because that is why we were made. Genesis 1:20 says, God said, let us make man in our and let them what have dominion. And when God did that, he said, be productive. Multiply, replenish the heart. Fulfill your purpose. Do why you are here. Bring that science. Bring that medicine. Bring that education. Bring that yoke. Are you with me? Bring it here. Let somebody be blessed because of your discovery. Let somebody be blessed because of your jokes. Let somebody be blessed. But nothing like let somebody be blessed marrying you. There's nothing like that. You see the reason I have to marry now. For you to be having this resistance against this message, that means you won't even believe at all if I'm not married. But anytime I preach, as if I'm not married, no, you'll be singing. Peppering in. He's peppering him, oh, peppering him. That's what you'll be saying.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So I'm not too clear about the hierarchy.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because I'm concerned with father and mother.
Okay.
And based on the explanation.
Okay.
So I was thinking whether mother should be higher because of the fact that it's you mother than you nurture.
Yes.
And to prevent bad product, that's my new thought.
Yes. In influence, but not in hierarchy. In influence, motherhood is more. Influence is about quantity. Okay? And we all know in life that quality is higher than quantity. That is why if fatherhood sows beans, just one bean, you will reap thousands of beans culture of motherhood. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Hello, prophet. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. If fatherhood sows maize or corn, like our Americans will call it, motherhood will bring thousands of corn or maize out. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So between having corn or beans and the number of corns or beans, which one is higher?
The number of
It's not the number.
That's having
It is whether having corn or beans. That is why you being a good person or bad person is by your thoughts. But how good you are or how bad you are is your emotions.
okay, I got it.
So being good or bad is higher than being a very good person or being a very bad person.
All right.
Good. That is why the law of faithfulness says if you can be faithful in the wrong, it's the same way you'll be faithful in the right. Because it's the amount of emotion you put in that made you to be that unfaithful. But what will change you is the fatherhood. That is what the scripture says we should renew our mind, change our thought life. That's the only way we won't be conformed to this world. So I hope it makes more sense. So motherhood is, that's why if we are to look at, okay, let me move to the next one to illustrate this answer. The levels of motherhood or the different examples of motherhood. If you use pregnancy now, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, the fatherhood in pregnancy is sperm and egg. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is fatherhood. The male and female.
Yes.
The sperm is the male, the egg is the female.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
That is fatherhood in upbringing. But the 280 days in the womb, that is motherhood. Now, see the power of motherhood, but it is quantity. The semen, you can't see it with your naked eye. If ordinary microscope cannot see it, it's got to be multiplied. What looks like that liquid has 170 million minimum sperm cells there. That's how you cannot see with the naked eye. But the womb, after it's been fertilized, the womb nurtures that fertilized egg to a bouncing baby boy or a bouncing baby girl. You get it? But if not for fatherhood, it can't be a boy. No matter how bouncing it is. If not for fatherhood, it can't be a girl. No matter how beautiful unhealthy. So being a boy or girl is higher than whether they are bouncing or lean. I hope that illustration helps also, Prophet, please.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, moving to the next update. Remember when we started talking about this motherhood last Sunday, I gave us 6 examples. When the chat came on Wednesday, you saw 5. I said 1 was omitted, but you actually see the 8 motherhood in existence. We're going from the list, the one I've just talked about, the womb of a woman, or even if it's artificial womb or surrogate womb, is an example of motherhood. You understand? So sisters, mothers, please don't turn yourself into Jezebel or witch. You want to swear for your child because of one womb. The womb didn't contribute to the gender. It just contributed to the size. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Next to that is upbringing of children. And like I said, it's no gender. It is wrong religion, evil culture, wrong tradition, evil custom that says it's strictly a woman that must be. As a man, and go and check the hand of kings. As a king, child first is part of your. In fact, kings and queens share the first 2 fingers. Their thumbs is truth lover and the warning finger. That is why, listen to me, brothers. Real king, men who are king, they will never date a woman they are not proud of her being the mother of their children. They will never. Because the interest of a child matters to a king too. And real queens too. They will never influence or agree for a man that they are not proud of him to be the father of their child. How we are getting that, please? I'm starting from the lowest. Higher than that is when a woman. That is why another reason why women are greater. They are, all of you sisters, please listen to me. You are actually a woman plus. You're a woman and motherhood. Your body, God put 2 together. You get it? And even fatherhood again, because the egg is part of fatherhood. But the womb and the mammary gland of a woman being more endowed is part of motherhood. I'm not sure you are seeing it now. But men are just fatherhood and being a male in their body. You get it? But you are female, you are fatherhood, you are also motherhood. So apart from the womb, that breastfeeding of newly born kids, okay, is the next higher example. And you are supposed to breastfeed, not use it to cause the child later. And you go into history lesson. If I swear with you, just know that you have enlisted in Jezebel Association. How we are following this?
Yes, sir.
Next, and I arranged them in hierarchy here, okay? Next example of motherhood is the human emotions. Your emotion is motherhood. Please, God's people, your emotion is not fatherhood. That is why our emotion is so powerful that if you are not careful, you will be misled. It's your emotion that is either crying now or is happy now. Okay? But let me tell you who is responsible for what you are happy or sad or angry about. Again, I repeat. The part of us that is responsible for our joy, sadness, or anger is our mind. But because we feel it in our emotion, we assume that it's not our emotion. The fatherhood part of us is our mind. What did you not think about yesterday? You cannot feel it today. You cannot be happy or angry or sad about it today. Did we get that, people of God, please?
Yes, sir, please.
The reason why you are sad about something, please listen. The reason why you are happy about something, and listen to the third one. The reason why you are angry about something, your mind is the one that told your emotion, this is what to be happy about. This is what to be sad about. And this is what to be angry about. Should I tell you the only thing your emotions will do to those three? Please listen. What your emotions will do is to make you very happy or likely happy, or very sad or likely sad, or very angry or likely angry. That one is your emotion. But it's your mind. That's why the battle of your life is battle over your mind. Because what your mind has not okayed, you cannot be happy about it, you cannot be sad about it, and you cannot be angry about it. Are you getting it now, please? The next level of mothers, and the way it is, that is how they all sway in life. The nurturing, faithful ministers who bring into existence is greater than what any man's emotion can bring. And I'm using the scriptures now. Who the Bible call pastors are actually faithful ministers. God didn't call any of us ministers as pastors. We are the one that makes ourselves pastors. When we're a mother over God's people that follow us, when we nurture them, are you beginning to get it now? That's why, let me tell you, any minister now, take my word for it. If they are really pastors, you know what they'll be doing now? It's not to ask for offering from the flock. It's not to force them to come and kill themselves in the church building. It's to find out about their welfare. It's to send money to them. It's to send foodstuff to them. It's to make sure they are comfortable. That's what makes a faithful minister. Because, okay? Next to that is the body of Christ. And don't forget, the body of Christ means body of saved people. Why are we motherhood like that? It's because we are the mother of the world. I've told you before, any unsaved adult in your family, in your marriage, in your neighborhood, in your place of work, are you with me? Anything that happens to them, you the same people that they are married to, they are related to, they are living with, they are working with, they are in their neighborhood, you are the one that caused it. Not that you are the one that determined they are unsaved though. Please don't forget, I'm not saying fatherhood. But for them to be very healthy or very sick is the church that caused it. Did we all get that now?
Yes, sir.
That's why an unsaved person, you a saved person cannot cause an unsaved person and it will come to pass. But whatever he or she has believed, you can make it very good in their life or very bad. That's your influence when you are saved. But higher than that is adult humans. Because adult humans, we are the mother of the natural realm. That's why if evil is persisting in this world, it's the fault of adults, humans. If good is thriving, it is the fault of adult humans. That's why we are the salt of the earth. Of course, the greatest of all mother is Christ. This is the greatest of all mother.
Christ.
Christ. But there is no nurturer like him. That's why it's the one that laid down his life for us. He's the reconciler back to God. But you see, he will not mother what the Father has not created. You see the balance now. Are you seeing it, people of God?
Yes.
That's why you cannot cook your own thing and now think you have blessings of Christ. No, no, no. It must be of the Father. So these are the 8 hierarchy of, or 8 kinds of motherhood in existence and the hierarchy. That's why, since it's more than 5, I cannot use and fact. I hope we got that, please.
Yes, yes.
But what I now did, I replaced what used to be out of in God's word and faith. What is being preached down, even in your own faith. There are 5 parts or elements of faith by which it's all about motherhood. So I replaced that. That's why I call that one the motherhood of our faith. Okay? It would have been too long if I have said the hand of motherhood of our faith. I just, but if you can still call it motherhood hand of your faith. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And now I always say this. Even this what I've been sharing today, it starts from you hearing. What we all hear is an account. Remember, I've told you in the Greek New Testament, 3 words were translated word. The first one is an account. It's called epos. That's why you are seeing it. It's epos you hear. It's epos that clicks to you. How you are getting that, people of God?
Yes.
That's what clicks to you. It's epos that clicks to you. It's epos that you study. It's also the account you meditate on. But the moment you meditate on an account and it enters your spirit, it becomes your rhema. You get it? Mm-hmm. And it takes a life of its own. Is that rhema that is going to come out of your heart, either through your eyes or your mouth or your hands or your leg or your action? Are you with me? It will now come out as a form of prayer, as a form of bad process. You get it? Then immediately that prayer takes place, it changes again to the highest form of word, which is what is now your own. It's called logos. It now becomes your will, your plan. Now, when it is the truth that is the epos, this motherhood will turn that truth into your rhema. Are you seeing it? And once it's rhema you are praying about, Holy Spirit, who is female to rhema, will give you divine direction. That by the time it turns to logos, even though it's your own logos, it's actually now God's will for you. And that's what you obey. So this, I hope you understand this motherhood of our faith very well, please.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that does it for the update for today. I don't know if there's any question. If not, we'll call it a day.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. Okay, so my question is that when you were explaining about Lazarus and the resurrection, are you hearing me, sir?
Yeah, come again, man.
Okay, I said when you were explaining about Lazarus God made the rich and the poor? It's God that made the rich and the poor.
No, ma. No, ma. No, ma. The scripture tells us that which of us, human being, with all our shortcomings, will our children come to ask us for food, we will not give them stone. Ask us for fish, we will not give them snake. None of us will do that. Christ said, the same way our Heavenly Father will always give us good gifts. Now I want to ask everybody, please, is poverty good or bad?
Bad.
Bad.
Poverty is bad. So it's not God that makes anybody rich. It's not God. What happened in the Bible, especially with this King James Version? And please, how many of us did the homework I gave us after Wednesday service? Remember I told us after Wednesday that everybody go and Google the Slave Bible. You will see that this King James Version of the Bible was primarily translated to enslave especially black people, to enslave the poor, to enslave women. Things were changed there. Should I even tell you something that will shock you? Are you ready to take? Will all of us be able to take this?
Yes, sir.
If you ever read, will you be able to handle this, people of God? I need everybody to be able to. I need to know you'll be able to handle it before I tell you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You'll be able to handle it. Promise you'll be able to handle the people of God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you read Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, when it was talking about Satan, what name was Satan called there?
Please repeat the question.
If you read Isaiah chapter 14, okay, let me show you on the screen. This is a mega one. Well, some of us will run now. Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. Was talking about Satan here. But there's a name Satan was called by King James Version. Are we in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12 now, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, what the King James Version, what name was Satan called here?
Lucifer.
Again, what name? That's what it's called. Now, if you have your Hebrew Bible, if you check it, in the Hebrew Bible, the original, the word Lucifer is not here. The word Lucifer is not here. The word you see here is the Hebrew word Elel. Check it, please. Elel. E-L-E-L. Elel. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. If you check your Hebrew Bible, what you see there is Elel. It says, how are thou fallen from heaven? Elel. H-E-L-E-L. Do you see it there, please? It's not Lucifer. And this is where I'm going. To show you why we need to be a good student of the scripture. On Google, put what is the Italian, English, Latin and Greek version of LL. You'll be shocked what it will bring you. HELEL. And let me tell you what you're going to discover, God's people. The Latin, Italian version of LL is Jesus. But meanwhile, if you go to the New Testament, John's Gospel chapter 1, verse 1, he was talking about Christ. That in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everything was made by the One, without him was nothing made. In him was life, and the life is the light of all men. What you will see there is phos, from phosphorus. What Christ was called is bringer of light. Put that phosphorus, Greek word, that what is the Hebrew version? You will see Lucifer. That means that King James called Satan Christ's name and called Christ Satan's name. This gospel will do that. You marvel at the systemic control religion has tried to take humanity away from God and glorify Satan instead. That is it. But you know it's difficult to bury the truth. Even though they could swap Christ's name from Yeshua to Yehoshua and put Jesus, okay? They couldn't swap Messiah part. They couldn't swap Christ part. Now, why I'm bringing this thing up is that is how so many numerous things were wrongly put in the scriptures. Of course, I know what Grandma is saying is true. It's written in black and white in King James Version where God says, I made the rich and the poor. But it's not so. Last year or 2 years ago, we went to that scripture. We saw that that's not what was originally. It is loss of life that makes people ending up to be rich or poor by their choices. By their choices. That is why when people are rich in this world, two things promotes or produces riches in this world. Either your hard work or the devil stole somebody's riches for you. But not as if God helped you to be rich. It's either through your own hard work or the devil stole it. And the only way the devil can steal it is when somebody is in your life that is stupid. When somebody is worshiping, that's why you should not be worshiping people. Anytime you worship people, your prosperity goes to that person. If Lazarus had walked away, even if he didn't walk away before, if Lazarus had walked away, see, let me tell you, this might be sad because as God's people, when people face challenge, it should never make us happy. Are you with me? But should I tell you something? There's a case I'm handling with a sister of mine whose neighbor, please listen to this. This man, as we are talking now, is raving mad. But let me tell you, this man, years ago, had a family, had kids, but typical African man. But the wife God sends. The wife moved on with her life. Years later, the same family that was encouraging him to be a wife beater, to be a domineering man, they have abandoned him. That is why I'm telling you, brothers, and life is about loss. When you do wrong, people are going to listen to me. When you do wrong and you don't get judged, be careful. It's possible that person you did the wrong to has broken a higher law, or the person doesn't know who he or she is. But your sin is still there. Unless you repent, you are still going to pay the price for your sin sooner or later. You are still going to pay for it. Just like when you forgive people, it's not weakness to forgive. You are forgiving for your own sake. Go and read Ephesians 4:32, people of God. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32 says, forgive one another so that Christ can forgive you. He didn't say so that the other person will be stronger than you. See, there are people you will forgive, they will still suffer for their sin because they did not repent. You all have just said?
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you, if you offend somebody, you go and apologize. If the person doesn't forgive you, the person will suffer for not forgiving you. This is how this principle works. So, for Lazarus, he's a nice person. He didn't wish the rich man evil. How we are following God's people, please? God's people, are we following?
Yes, sir.
Lazarus didn't wish the rich man evil, and that's why he went to paradise. Are you with me? But in this world, he did not make it because he made a God out of the rich man. It's only your God that can keep you on the street. It's only your God that can make his dog an animal to be licking your wound instead of treating your wound. It's only somebody you made a God out of. That's why I tell women, it's only a man that you have made God who insult you, insult your children, insult your mama, and you are still projecting him as husband. And as a man, it's only a woman that has been your God that you give your life to, you project, you cut her, you believe in her, you support her, yet she's not influencing you and you are still staying there. So, that is why Lazarus died poor. Even though he went to paradise, but it's still not gossip for him to live poor. He should have walked away. If you walked away, God, I'm telling you, if you walked away, maybe the rich man would have ended up being mad. Just like the case we are handling. Or there would be transference of prosperity. It's just like the case of the king of Syria, Naaman. Do you know Naaman got healed? There are so many Naamans in this world. Many men in the name of husband are Naaman. Many pastors are Naaman. Many politicians are Naaman. Many owners of companies are Naaman. You know why? Because the person that has the health has given them their health. And they have taken their sickness. That's why you will see in those churches the pastor never fall sick. The pastor will never be poor. Yet the members will be dying untimely. Why? Because they are worshiping him. That's why you see marriages, nothing will happen to the man. The woman will be one that will be poor, that will be suffering. Because she's worshiping. God is not behind you worship another human being, no matter who that human being is. No matter who that human being is. Anybody. Listen to me, let me tell you this. Remember on Wednesday, what is the announcement I said on Wednesday? When I asked permission from God the Father and God the King, what is the announcement? I said, none of you stop calling me daddy.
Yes, sir.
If you can't call me pastor, call me by my name. that not what I said?
Yes, sir.
Good. Do you know why I said that? Any of you that want to worship me, you actually hate me. It's actually better I control you than for you to worship. As bad, as evil as I will go to hell controlling you, is worse for me. Did you see the apostles, how they will tear their clothes when people are worshiping them? So it's them that don't want to wear clothes. You don't get anointing. You are not a minister. All you are is just a man with an inferior grace. You are taking the kneeling down of a woman. You call it culture. You are following wrong translation of a scripture. Husband is the head of the wife. So that means that the wife is the tail too. Continue. And you say, you won't go down. Life is about us. So, to Lazarus and the rich man made it in this world because he was using a sound mind, even though he was a very wicked person. But his wickedness took him to hell. Because no self-centered human being, nobody that has taken advantage about another human being, nobody that another human being has become your slave will ever taste heaven. Forget. If you can't taste paradise, it's not heaven you will taste. But even though you are nice, even though you don't wish people evil, don't be a slave to anybody else. God says He has given to you all things that pertain to life and godliness. People of God, once you have grown up, once you are an adult, you have it in you to succeed. Start having faith in yourself. If it's money you need, God will minister a business idea to you, and that provision will come. You will see people will walk to your life, and they won't demand any collateral from you, and they will give you the money to settle. That's why God that made you said, if your father and mother, every other person apart from our parents, we met them here. Even your siblings, you met them here. The only people that she knows are our parents. God now said, even if there's no parents that say no to you, He said, God will receive you. So now tell me, one tradition, one religion, they say, you must die in your marriage. You must die in a denomination. You must die in a religion. You must die in a place of work. Abba. I was talking to members of one of my families recently, and I told them, I said, because age is not on your side, forget this teaching about civil service. I said that drinking water from your own sisters. And I mentioned 3 of the billionaires we have in Nigeria, they never work in public service. They never work in but they never work in an oil company. Go and check. Dangote didn't. Or $10 didn't. Mrs. Alakija didn't. So what tells you that you two cannot put your faith in that? Why must you believe? Why can't you have faith to generate your own money? Don't see, let me tell you this. If somebody loves you, are you with me? The person will be after your welfare, not the source of the welfare. Somebody that will attack you and say, where did you get this money? That you cannot tell him that you have not done something unrighteous for the person to tell you, doesn't love you. What the person loves you will be interested in the outcome. Is this money a blessing to you? Is this money going to make you to fulfill your purpose? That is why when we love people, we should be, true love puts value into people. True love doesn't govern people. I've told you your orientation, that's the orientation I have. You are a billionaire. A billionaire can produce 1,000 millionaire. Are you not comfortable as a billionaire? As a billionaire, why not get 999 other people and turn that 999 to millionaire? You are still okay as a millionaire. You will still have your bills paid as a millionaire. Why do you think people couldn't separate between Christ and the disciples? Christ made sure that they are comfortable as Him. That's why when you see me, especially for the women and pastoring, especially for the families and pastoring, don't think there's anything sinister going on, records are there. That's why I set examples. People in my inner circle, they know how I generate my funds. And people know that there are families, there are women that we're going to set up so that they can become a tree on their own and take that example and also now move on and set up people around them. That is how it's supposed to be. But religion programs people, culture programs people, tradition programs people, custom program people that some people are born to be rich. Some people are born alive. We are all born to be rich. We are all born to be successful. As long as you are human, you are born to be a king or queen. And if it's king or queen, let me tell you this. Hello? Kings don't produce queens. It's queens that produce kings. Are you with me? It's kings that do what? Produce king. That's why when you're a king, whoever you marry has become a queen. But when you are a queen, whoever you marry is still a prince. I hope you are getting that, sisters. That is life's law. So in answer to that question, God didn't make the rich marriage and Lazarus poor. Lazarus should have been as wise as serpent. Move on with his life. Trusted in God that made him. Okay? God would have raised up solution for him. That's why Lazarus was not lifted in Hebrews 11. Go and check it. His name is missing. Because he didn't use the sound mind. But go and read all the people in Hebrews 11, the heroes of faith. They were people who used their sound mind. It was sound mind that made Moses to choose to suffer affliction. You know, Jonathan too was not listed. As nice as Jonathan was, this is somebody that you are the one that abhorred your best friend so that your father will not kill him. How nice, sir, can you be? But out of sentiment that is not divine, let me tell you this. Every family is of God. Are you with me? Hello? Hello? What did I say is from God? Every family is from God. Your family is from God. My family is from God. Guess what? You relating with your siblings is your choice. Because your family is from God does not mean you must relate to your siblings. That is what cost Jonathan his life. He used sentiment. He has forgotten that the presence of God has left his family. That the only way he could still have the presence of God is to stay with his friend. And yet he's the same person that abhorred this friend so that his father will not kill. But sentiment, family sentiment. Is my daddy. Is my mommy. Is my sister. See, let me tell you, once you are an adult, you are an individual before God. What did I say? Once you are an adult? That's why you see people too who carry family on their head. They don't prosper. And those members of family will be prospering. You know why? Because they are using their prosperity for that family. Because God is family to them. Anything you choose as God, that thing has your prosperity. You are created to be your own God as an adult. You are supposed to use your faith and fulfill your purpose, not somebody else, especially because that person is an adult like you. I hope we got that, please. Yes, all right, God's people, please do like the brilliant Christian. Go back and study these things, okay? You have your chat, study them. And if there's still virtual, write the questions down so you don't forget. I do that only that the people around me and they are dealing with me seriously. I told them about 3 or 4 questions upon remind me today. None of them remind me. Next time they will say they are not telling me to kneel down and carry my hand up. So, because people stay blessed, stay life-joyful, we all see on Wednesday. Thank you.